So the subject is knowledge, freedoms. But I get hurt and robbed. Who knows? Life is challenging. So I'm using this app, and let's keep it brief. Just monitor this. It's a full moon. Oh yes. Strange weather I'm watching online. Just checking me on the scenes. Good day, good evening, wherever you are. Friends or foe or demonic entities. Right, so I'm just checking. I'm just doing a check, and this is a chat about information I've told that might be helpful. If I don't get cut off soon. So let's go back where I was. Good day. How are you? Good day, Tanya. I thought I'd just come on and share some information. How are you been? How are you? Oh, I'll show you on stream. I'm just testing this out again. So, how are you? Did I just say? Tanya, how are you? Yeah, so I just had a subject. Just check. I've got this. Gotta go in behind the scenes to make sure it's just for people 18s. Behind the scenes. Just bear with me. History of who we are in the world. It dawned on me actually. I was just going through some notes and listening to some podcasts today. So as I hacking my computer, I just turned everything off for a few hours and just listening to a link Generation shared, and that reminded me I'm just now being hacked into again, and I'm just remembered all along everything's contract law. It's all to do with birth certificate, trust bond account. And I was trying to look for a link when I was listening to this podcast and the guy they're interviewing, but I think that is being blocked off the internet. I can't find it. Tried to browse, I gave up. Right, we're just waiting to see if I can get behind the scenes on this particular channel and edit this stream. But they don't want me to, so I'm not going to slip up and say anything specific. I tried. Can't say anything much right now. I can't edit behind the scenes because they're just making sure, you know, like I'm looking to get a new laptop. I'm going to try again to go behind the scenes. So we are now 9:20 UK. They're desperately hacking. Bear with me. It'd be interesting if I get this new laptop, which is a reasonable price, and if I can get out tomorrow, which will be Monday, UK date, on towards my private dwelling rather. Right, I'm not going to try and get out this way. But hidden facts and freedom. Well, UK means while I'm trying to edit this. Yeah, he is. Well, what if I just make this? I just got to make sure. I'm trying to get behind the scenes on this to make sure this is edited. So public holiday, is it? You said that, didn't you, about the war? New Zealand and was it Australia joined in? Yeah, this is the point. What's the point in freedom if, like, all those people in the wars over the years have fought for freedoms in America, New Zealand, all different parts of the world, and in England for only to dictatorship to take over, and the digital world with the genders going on. Right, I just gotta edit this. So okay, for kids, gotta make sure I do this because they're just to pay back already. A lot of people I'm hearing that on the mainstream media, Tanya. I can add back into the stream. I'm hearing that. Let me just catch up with the comments. The delay in the stream comments. I can read your comments up today. A lot of people are passing away, God rest their souls in India. Because I wouldn't be too surprised after yesterday's event in London, where the assumption. Let me just bring this computer forward. I'm just doing some housekeeping, financial bits and pieces, working out what we're doing and stuff. Trying to be prepared, you know. Yeah, so basically, mainstream media again in England is portrayed. What did, yeah, why did they pass away? For what? Be tortured with all this advanced technology, and then using the entrapment of slavery, modern slavery as well, financially, using the birth certificate, which I know about, um, and yet there's information I've known about for years, and a lot of it in trust law, contract law, common law, and I'm knowing how to do documents, and and then of course when it's all affidavits and when it's all been dismissed, I thought, here we go. It's demonic. So when I listened to this podcast today, and someone else is streaming from London, Central UK at the moment, and they're talking about freedoms and wars. What do people die for? But a lot of people think on that march yesterday, and different parts of the world will try and speak up for their freedoms. They don't realise the advanced technology is taking over. And with the subject of the birth certificate, now I'm not sure where you might be in the world, but in England, Crown Corporation, the City Bar of London, Bar, Central London, it's its own city. And in the Great Fire of London, you do the history on that, all those who were lost and killed, God rest their souls, with the Great Fire of London all those years ago, were deemed lost at sea in maritime law, in commerce and business. It's all to do with the Vatican, and it's demonic. So when I saw his, when was it? I can't remember whether he emailed me a link, and I was listening to it, a video. It went into the fallen angels subject, the spiritual point of view. And in that podcast I was listening to, it went into about the reptilian bloodline and mixing the DNA, human DNA, goes back a long time ago. So I'm not surprised with the banking industry the way it is now. Going to cryptocurrency, digital currency, using the I got another link today. and that's reference to turning England will be the first, and America. I don't know if China's already gone that way, with the credit system or with the point system, because what I'm noticing in research is all these public funded companies in England, call it government or what you want, um, and they're not, they're de facto, courts are de facto, court de jure, which means that's Latin, which means in symbol terms. Do you think 5G? Do you know it's a mixture? It's not just the effects of the radiation of the advanced technology they're using, because we know it's more than 5G. It's not just that. But yeah, it's a possibility because you think of population and Agenda 2030 subject, then you've got great people who've already got information of that out already, so we know who they are out there. I would suggest anyone go and look at Deborah Devado on YouTube or websites, stopthecrime.net, and the documents and patterns she's in California. I believe she might still be there, not sure, in America. Educateyourself.org, I'll put a link in the description of that, and look at the history, and you'll see and connect the dots and read up if you want to know more. Now, moving forward, because there's a pattern, the history interlinks with bloodline families interlink. So, as I said, the podcast I was listening to with subject of the fallen angels, mixing of the DNA, and I'm not expert in that subject at all. Nothing really, but I haven't really delved into that much. But there are I picked up the last part of the podcast where when you're Freemason, one of the oaths in 33 degree level, or 32nd degree, they're drinking, whether it's real blood um, or whether it's animal blood, who knows? But it was alleged that is out of a human skull, one of the rituals. Now, I was married to a 33 degree Mason years ago, and I knew a lot of stuff, not that particular part. And thank God I did not know. Wouldn't put it past them anyway. Certain things are demonic. So their souls out to get ahead, thinking that they're going to live forever. And if you ever seen that movie Descendant, and it's similar to the sci-fi, which I'm going to try and rewatch just a couple of hours later. And it just struck me because what the world, I mean, it's a sucker song, isn't it? What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's a really old song, isn't it? I can't remember the words, but it's like, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. But you think about it in the bigger picture, right? When you're struggling, it's like everything for so long has been right in our faces, right? And been hidden in the music industry, TV, radio, sci-fi movies. What the heck the globalist banking family's been doing and planning for years, building up to here we are now. Yeah, I like that song. Yeah, and it's like I used to know quite a few, and I lost. I have an old CD I sometimes play with some really good old tunes on it, and it's some stuff I used to listen to years ago. And I don't play music as much as I really like to, because just get bogged down with stuff, don't you? So yeah. So when I saw the mainstream media today portraying, well, I watched independent live streamers stream the event in London. And there was thousands of people taken to the central area, and they were not violent. and they were not throwing nothing at no public servants, right? And I knew as soon as I saw when I was watching, there's about two or three independent people I was watching and a different angle, and one particular one's good at doing a factual, not for just views, but just get that information out for people to see. And he was streaming and live and for people to watch. And yet here we go, the mainstream narrative taking the key of yesterday's event in their mainstream online newspapers, you name it, as they do. And one particular one said that it turned violent and there was bottles being thrown and there was these public servants, peace officers being injured, couples being in hospital, sensationalism, because the conquer and divide is right, isn't it? It's like they want to turn, especially in England. Now this is happening, like they do in America, but here we are. They want to turn those that are waking up to what's going on, the bigger picture of certain things, let it be, with the health situation, that's all I'm going to say on that part, and have documentation and evidence of that to and there were so many there that is spiritually waking up, which is amazing to see and observe, and yeah, it was just like a great big bunch of people having a party in the park, you know, safely, and weren't harming nobody. And what I saw on these streams were not violence at all. It was the opposite, allegedly, and I saw it was like a stage. Yeah, you saw the yellow vest come in, peace officers in a bunch, in a particular crowd, and you saw one, well, no, but I saw, and so many thousands of people who was looking in on the streams were witnessing that. And then, sure enough, there was about, I don't know how many other backup waste of public funds, but where they brought them in vans, who knows where they all come from, what parts of the country. But it's ridiculous what I saw. And then you had the typical beefed up, tall bodybuilder type bodies of peace officers trying to edge on the public, really wiring them up and trying to get a rise out of them. And that's a psychological tactic. I noticed that a long time ago. And then you don't need a police evidence video photographer to read the crowd because you've got a police helicopter, satellites, everything else on top, and smartphones, GPS, and facial recognition in central London now. So when I was just popped in and just commented on that, somebody else had. A lot of people are just not aware. You know, you're going to take an event like that, you just keep your devices at home. And then, of course, you keep as much as you can safely away at home. And yeah, but people just thought being together in an event like that is going to make a change. It might do for people spiritually, but practically, unless they get knowledge in the evidence, yeah, yeah, music makes you happy. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but you see what the point is trying to get at is that the mainstream media turned it around to make out those people were anti this, anti that. Um, we don't live in a fascist state, do we? I mean, United Kingdom, yes, meant to be. Um, land of the free, common law, um, United English Constitution comes to mind. Oh, a Magna Carta, 1280. Oh, I don't even know, can't remember the date. But there used to be this guy on YouTube and the website I researched a long time ago, tpuc.org. It's archived, you can still find it. and there's a lot of evidence. The documents I send off evidence that in England, House of Commons is not a government, bricks and mortar. Members of Parliament are not. Um, when somebody implies of putting a piece of paper, an X on the ballot box to vote, thinking it's a member of Parliament, well, I've got the documents and printouts of that site. Evidence that they're a limited corporation. It's a company. You're voting for a new director, a new board of directors for these corporations, and it's all by business. It's commerce, it's business. That's all it is. And they pass what it's known as acts and statutes and legislation. And when you study this and find this out, um, government is by govern is by consent, by the informed consent of the living individuals, men and women. But what did I say? But the birth certificate, the trickery comes in maritime law, and it goes back to history a long time ago, and to connection with obviously religion and Vatican in Rome, where when a live birth of a baby, of a family, mum and dad, or of a single individual, gives birth, the birth canal, out comes a bundle of joy. The baby is even breathing, and then it's taken away by claiming it needs to clean up from the aftermath, after the placenta needs to be cleaned up from the individual, and then unaware, the parents may not know, when they're asked to sign a piece of paper, a document, it's an offer contract, turning that flesh and blood living innocent baby into a water state. By creating in exchange from the live birth record, which should have been kept for themselves, it makes them sovereign. And instead, they're given a piece of paper that turns that baby into a corporation, a number, to be taxed by the statutes and acts into surety for the birth certificate trust, turns it into a trustee. So they don't claim their live birth estate in trust and equity law by the age of 7. Who knows by the age of 7 this exists? Then the state takes over, and this is how these public servants as agents can come in and take the kid away from the family, or claim there is a problem with the adult, or just authoritarian measures to push the acts and statutes to make more income. And this is what goes on, unfortunately, for a long, long time. But the point being is, a lot of those good people taking part in freedom events yesterday, a lot of them had the goodness in the right place, but they haven't able to perhaps woken up to the knowledge yet to how this process works, how to when Rex New Zealand was assisting the documents and that process, and they don't want the public or the individuals, we the people, to know that the process, when you have that knowledge, claim back your state, that being a sovereign, and you're not a citizen at all, you're sovereign of your own country where you were birthed into, and you live. And yet everything's any piece of document, any like I'm quoting the statute law now, driver license, passport, and all these identifications all to do to get the joinder. And that is with the birth certificate, trust, bond account. Now, with the national insurance numbers in England, for example, with the NHS numbers, they're all statistics on the computer systems to just trade, you know, trade in stock, trade, seeing the living man or woman and their offspring, their property, their son, their daughter, and obviously when they become maturity of age 18, then they create their own another entity in the sense of go to work. It's like a roller coaster, so like a machine. Go to work, pay the bills, you know, when you're feeding a corporation machine. Many of them. Now, with more of the digital market and the cryptocurrency, the quantum computer systems, and I've got another link sent to me today, and it was a reference to the new quantum computer type Internet of Things, and as we know, the brain interface, connect. This video I saw was it was just like a bloody sci-fi movie, but it's where the cryptocurrency and the word seed, you know, floating on what, thin air, because that's what it is, all numbers on a computer system. Advanced technology, very advanced. And so I'd mentioned to someone, I won't say who and how, but just querying how would you transfer currently in England, known as the paper currency or coins, from a bank account into the currency. How would that happen? Oh, you need a crypto wallet, or you need this, or you need that. And it's like, but how would that create a value? Because it's a belief system. Who designed all this? It's been in the making. And who designed the cryptocurrency? When I went back on a couple of the companies and links I've got, I searched briefly and I found they got set up in 2020. Here we are now, 2021. And the video I saw by the year 2022, not that far away, everything will turn in. It's a bit like communist China. Everything is going to be like that. Maybe not exactly like that, but England will definitely be like that. Then America, the world, because of the globalist Rockefeller family, Rockefeller Foundation, and this so-called V, you know, situation and the offer they're doing with that, you know what? Not to say too many words. What's the ingredients in that? And how that needs to get into the body to connect to the technology, the digital technology, and the excellent YouTube channel out there is called Stimulated Reality, Transhumanism subject. And it goes into how they're doing it in a lot more depth and a visual way, which is very good to do a stimulated reality where you can see for yourself in a simplistic manner. So, yeah, and then control, isn't it? Um, so once they control the flow of the Internet of Things, they on a certain well-known site, you can watch films or TV shows of a certain. I'm not here to promote anything. So a certain well-known site, I observe. There's programs already, you know, hinting at that, with using the virtual headset as a way to upload. It's actually the TV series. If anyone's got any these websites you pay for, you can view these programs. Upload, it's called. and it shows you someone's died. So I won't be gruesome, but the upload program is uploading a consciousness to a computer to live forever. And then the advanced technology to link up the humans still alive is by the headsets and advanced quantum computers into that virtual reality, virtual world of to link up and to create virtual digital image. And it just reminds me of the movie Matrix, where that film, the series of those films, were just hinting at the public as this is the world, this is what it is, and it's been around and it's more digitized than anything. So the technology point of view is, as I said, I'm no expert at all, just observations. It's all interlinked to that, and anyone is to have an inkling and aware of all this. Well, of course, they've got to monitor you. If you show even a young age growing up, you just break away from the crowd and you're just independent thinker, and you always question things and always like to know things. You've got to be on the radar by powers that be state system, and you're going to be monitored for a long time, targeting, and you're going to, and if you don't go along, it's a bit like another movie where every your life is monitored. Truman Show, for example, movie, it's all interlinked. It's not separated. The bigger picture is all interlinked, and the globe. Just imagine the whole earth is a round ball, whether it's flat or round, who knows. But anyway, it's all interlinked where control. So freedom really is within spiritually. And if they're hacking into the brain and doing more than that, and it's been going on for so long, then obviously, yeah, we are in the sick world, yeah. Because what's the easiest way to discredit people? Oh, that Indian's making it up, or they've got, these labels they put on people and to create illnesses. When you read the documents and you read the patterns and the evidence, my goodness me, it's like, what sick psychopaths are out there? Creates all this technology from a long, long time ago. It's like a bloody book written. It's like a long, long time ago. There once was a sick psychopath male who decided to. It makes you wonder if you look back in history and anybody else listening. What kind of mindset do these sick psychopaths have to create this? Thinking and inventing technology to better mankind all those centuries ago. And yet, when you find the documents, a lot of this controlling the mindset of human individuals have been around for a long time, very long time. And it's like, okay, so here we are, 2021. The technology you think that's about now is old school. The quantum computer, a much more advanced technology, to have a digital currency and cryptocurrency and anything linked to that, they have to have a more of a powerful, more of bit like an alien type, not into aliens UFOs, but a bit like sci-fi, like Star Trek advanced technology, quantum computers, maybe even a bit more than that. I have a suspicion And I got a feeling that it's a hell of a lot more than they're letting on. Yeah, I can't believe this sick world either. So when the world, the weather messed about with the pink red sunsets in England today, I'm watching. When I'm manipulating with it really is like a stimulated reality. There's a um, it's like you've got the white sun. I'm gonna sneeze in a minute. Excuse me. Oh yeah. It's hurt up my nose. A bit of hair stuck up my nose. Anyway, yeah. The point being is the freedom is a mindset. Is a point of being. Um, because of all these years I've studied, I've known what I know, I've put all this information into that, and these agents of the state, public funded or private companies, completely ignore it and is in dishonour, then bear with a moment, as I said, I'll be right back. Yeah, full control. What did you do that? I just realised I got a meal ready for yeah. So freedom, what is freedom, Tanya? Hmm. So we live in bricks and mortar, and you look, if we look at the history, you know, what we're ever taught growing up, how did mankind evolve into where we are now? How did we evolve? So, did we evolve from apes, monkeys, you know, all that theory was a advanced civilization that manipulated by the fallen angels and given us humans a DNA or the hybrids by the mixing of DNAs and spiritual biblical era. Who knows what really? There's so much of these theories, and some are facts, some are theories. And if you could spend your lifetime sort of like querying, you know, which is what is fact, what is fiction. But the point being is to knowing what one knows about certain things and this technology and how it tortures and targets and setups and a hell of a lot is very, very much so in a demonic room, a psychopath behind a lot of this. And what makes them that way? Well, you don't need to go back in history, just in their bloodline families, perhaps how they were raised and who they're connected to. Do they have to do sacrifices, you know, in their clubs and Masonic memberships? Who knows? Who knows? But good people, when they do, over years, not so much now, having they call themselves whistleblowers, have been explaining and getting this information out and make sure that they don't talk again. You know, um, the Internet of Things will be going. Um, you see, when you observe information and you see beautiful children, being born into this world. I mean, that's just another commodity for the state to make profit out of. And like you said earlier, Tanya, torturing. But when you see these sci-fi movies about mind control, right, and about this thought police, or like the all powers that be, filmmakers, whatever, music industry, all been hinting out to the public. And so there's a shift now, isn't there, in spiritual awakening. And the amount of people in London yesterday was like quite a lot to observe. And they go to the homes today, you can say today, and what's changed? They might have that like, oh yes, I took part in an event, and oh, I'm not going to do this, that, and the other. But do they really know how to reject an offer, counterclaim an offer? Do they know some information about contract law? Where does freedom really lay? And I tell you, it's not voting. I'm not saying to anyone not to do anything. Target individuals, babies are born for those person make money on. Yeah. Are you in spring yet? Well, April, May. Well, the weather keeps changing. There's no real season left anymore. I've noticed that. So can't really answer that one, Tanya. I'll be in spring yet. Yeah, it's a messed up world. There's a YouTube channel called Adapt20. No, Adapt2030. Let's go into this chat. Yeah, there's a delay in this application I'm using. Yeah, they do. They do. Target individuals' babies are born for those purposes to make money on. Exactly. Exactly. Let me just see if I can get into this website. I don't know about you, but the weather's changing again. In England, anyway, it's getting really cold. I've got a hair stuck up my nose, it's making me sneeze. Stopworldcontrol.com. I'm just going to try and get this up if it opens up. So how you been, Tanya? No matter what platform I use on this Google Inc. platforms, no matter what internet, what I do, they do monitor what you're saying, how you say it, and the AI. And Instagram, you definitely do it. I'm just trying to see. I think it's about control, isn't it? Yeah, I'm being bear with me a minute. What's the temperature like for you? Yeah. Into. Yeah, they're just hacking into my computer. It doesn't matter what Can't even see comments. No sound either. Yes, I'm okay. Just lay down a lot. Oh yes, you need your rest, Tanya. It's early days yet for your operation, isn't it? So of course you got no sound. Oh, that's bloody hacking. I lose sound now. I might just have to try and give it another day. Any sound? I'll just bloody give it up. Just like a little happy. Powers that be. Messed about, mate. Yeah. We'll put the hacking into your computer. Wow. Yeah, you like. Yeah, you like that computer. Hacked into it, look. I'm just doing a test. What's the time now? Go. 5 more minutes. I gotta go. Yeah, I thought so. It's getting cold. The heating's on. Let me just take a picture of this. And just check the sound. Oh, silence. Sound of silence. That's a good sign, that one. Let me just check one out. My buffering. They cut the sound off. Oh, it sounds back now.
That's very back, Charlie. I'm acting. All right. Good. I never act, but if it's for beer, I'll act.
No, it doesn't matter because they're just bloody hacking me all the time now. This is what goes on. Unbelievable.
Thank you guys for using Super Chat and Streamlabs. That supports the channel, helps a lot. I'll be streaming more and more. As you see,
Yeah, but you're not being targeted and hacked into,
going
aren't they?
live every day, like all the time. What happened? No. 11. What time is it? 40 minutes.
I might play this in the background because they're just definitely doing this deliberately. Yeah, into my playlist. DNA of the Dragons, Reptilian Species, Volume 1, Gary Wayne. So, in the episode of FourthWatchRadio.com, discussion on the vital subject of demonic reptilian entities. The adventures includes the Starfire culture and the blood drinking something of the Invapia Dracula history. Subject on this is not my opinion, I'm just stating I'm going to play this in the background. I'll put in the chat where you can go and listen. The link to PW's dot. I think they could be filmmakers. I'm just trying to get the website. Fourth Watch, what I said here in this podcast is what is radio. Radio.com. It is one. They're hacking me completely now, you stupid demonic, you know what. Let's go and see that link's being posted. Reptilian Species, Gary Wayne. Fourth Watch is important to actually go and check it out. I am being hacked into right now, completely demonically. PaulFrightFilms.com is a good YouTube channel, correction, website. Belly of the Beast, higher entities, subject. Hello Earth, subject. Very good information actually, but obviously they might want to look at it. But anyway, I thought this video link 3 years ago. Saved it in my playlist. Gary Wayne. So I don't know anyone. Yeah, I'm just going to wait for a minute.